Are they queuing up outside?
They are. Hi guys, how we doing? My name's Phil Kent, and we're just doing another live for the XXX 100 challenge, which I set myself, which is evolving over a 30-day period. I've got to do 100 Facebook lives, 100 Facebook posts, and also 100 video shorts or reels. I'm joined once again by the wonderful Leslie, who joined us before, and then we ended up with I was overtaken by all these women because it was
all these women
and it was and Leah joined us. How are you today, Leslie? You're looking good.
I'm good, thank you very much, Phil. I'm actually trying to cancel an order on Amazon for a toilet flush. I won't go into the details, but
no, we don't need the gory details.
To actually have to Google how to cancel an order on Amazon when you've paid for something. What did we do before these search engines?
Amazon's pretty good though. I find Amazon pretty good for cancelling and getting refunds.
You have to contact the supplier.
Is it not one that's covered by Amazon then?
I don't think so. I guess they don't specialise in toilet flush flappers.
They do all sorts. I mean, it all depends. I know from experience, if it's one that if Amazon have dispatched it themselves, then
it's coming direct from the supplier.
Okay, yeah. In that case, yeah, it's a different ball game. So, anyway, I've entitled today's time management. Reason being, as always, I've picked up on something. I'm not going to mention names. I rarely mention names unless I need to. But there's a certain person who's been around in a different group. He's commented on a few of my posts regarding OLSP, and I know the reaction I'm going to get from you, Leslie, when I tell you, because he's basically getting in a bit of a state with the program that he's in. He's been putting in insane hours, and I'm talking 16-hour days at his PC, and he's not even produced a single lead. So this is why I not one, and I'm entitled this on time management, and he actually commented on one of my posts. Do you get any time for yourself? And I said absolutely. I said that's one of the things that I say to people who join me anyway. Time management is huge, and I said you must make time for yourself. People that know me know that most mornings myself and my wife go out for a good sort of 2 or 3 hours or more, and that is the time where I don't even have Facebook activated on my phone in that time, because I don't want to hear it pinging, I don't want to hear it messaging, I don't want any notifications, nothing. If I do, I just ignore anything, and that's just my time away. And I also go to the gym 4 times a week, and so I said, this guy, you've got to have your own time, and I said, if you're doing 16 hours at your PC with no time for yourself,
something's wrong.
I said something's wrong. And that's what I said. And I even dropped him a DM and I said, look, let me try and help you, because if you're doing this many hours and you're not producing a single lead, then something is wrong. Something is wrong somewhere. And I said, take that in a sort of nice way. And he's seen a couple of messages I've sent and he hasn't answered back. So thinking, well, you can reach out and ask this guy, I can help you, but if he's not responding, but I've seen a couple of posts he's made, and I've seen a couple of comments that he's made, and he's saying similar things. And you can see that it's getting to him, because he's starting to say, how is this? But I've been told that you can produce stuff with just 2 to 3 hours a day. But again, Leslie, it comes down to time management and what are you doing for that time? Because if I know that if you sat there for that long, I don't think you would sit there for that long, nor would I. You're going to produce something if you're doing proactive work.
Well, how new is he to the group? Because I have to say, in all fairness to him, when I started with OLSP, Saturdays and Sundays, I reckon I did 9-hour days, going through all the training, taking the notes, learning. I'm not doing that now, but I can see with the new platform coming that my hours are going to increase.
Yes.
I'm probably going to go from my 2 to 3 to 5.
That's a different argument. I said he's not actually in OLSP. He's in a different program, which I do know very well. But what he's doing over there, he's clearly doing something wrong, and he needs help, but he just needs to, I suppose.
And is the help available to him over there?
No.
No.
It's not as readily available over there as it is well, I'm not going to mention names of programmers because that's not what we do. But I know that he must be doing something wrong, and like you would know, he must be doing something wrong. And he just needs, if you only answer the DMs and open up a bit, say like, let's see what you're doing, what work are you doing, tell me what you're doing, and then we can go back from there and say, right, okay, let's have a look at what you're doing, what you're producing, and it won't be too difficult to break it down then and see where he's going wrong, but because he's spending insane hours at his PC, and if he's doing them sort of hours and he's not producing any sort of results, then clearly whatever he's doing is not quite right, because it's not working for him. So, but yeah, and that's why I said it's about time management. You've got to make time to work on the business, like you said, when you go, especially if you're going through trainings, but you've also got to make time for yourself, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I get up and I'm in the gym at 7 o'clock in the mornings.
6 o'clock. Yeah.
To get to the gym. I'm not competing still.
No, but I'm the same. But I'm an early riser anyway.
But it's priority, isn't it? It's what's important. It is. And then, but when I get home, the best thing that happened for me was the DMO.
Yeah.
When I put that in place, my time management, the efficiency was so noticeable. I reckon I can do, the only thing I struggle with, honestly, is going into groups and getting people, because Facebook is only letting me friend 6 people. Maximum.
6.
Yeah.
This is
and I've got my DMO is at 10. And now I've moved my DMO to 6. And what I do is I go into a group, I look at someone's profile, I comment on their profile on a post that they've got in there, or like it. Sometimes it's hard to comment. And then I'll send them a friend request. So that does take time, and it might take me an hour to find 6 people, because they're either in OLSP. Facebook won't allow me to send a friend request. And I get this is what gets me more frustrated than anything. But if that's working well, I reckon I can do everything from writing my emails to answering all my comments. And I have a lot of comments because of those reels that we're doing. I mean, they're not good leads. I haven't got sizzling hot leads.
But it's numbers, isn't it? So,
it is numbers, and if you have enough numbers, then eventually something's going to click. Well, my numbers are not that high, but I reckon I can do everything now in 3 hours.
I can believe that, because mine's spread out across the day. I'm doing sort of more, especially more work on Facebook at the moment, purely because of the challenge I'm doing. I wouldn't be doing normally this many posts and this many lighters, but I love setting myself challenges. It's a proactive thing. It's an accountability thing, and it's just something I like to do. It keeps you going. It maintains that consistency in that. But that's just me. But but I wouldn't be normally doing that many. But you hit the topic again, because it is such a big topic now with Facebook. Like I said, I mean, not that long ago, anybody could send at least 30 friend requests a day, at least. Like I said, they don't let you do it now. One, they're not letting you, they're capping the amount that you can send. And secondly, this box is constantly coming up. It would appear you do not know this person. It would appear you do not know this person.
That's the box I get.
Yeah. It's over and over. And I know 2 people where it's been, I don't know if I mentioned it to you before, where it was when it was Lear on, that 2 people who are related in the family, and Facebook has decided that these 2 people do not know each other, and they can't befriend each other on Facebook. It's not possible, because Facebook doesn't let them do it. They are related. It's unbelievable. But Facebook has decided, no, you do not know each other. So, and they both tried, sending each other and nothing. Commenting on each other's posts, nothing.
Yeah.
Facebook's decided, no, you don't know each other. That's that. And you're thinking, it's unbelievable. And it makes it that much harder than it used to be. You can send out a bunch of. I could send out DMs when I used to do a lot more DMing way back. I could send out 40, 50 DMs. They'd get seen as well. That was another thing. They don't disappear into the unseen folders. I mean, now if it wasn't that long ago. I was telling my wife about it. I sent about 60 odd DMs, and over like a 2 to 3 day period, and I ended up getting 3 replies back. The others weren't even seen by the person. So you're thinking, what chance have you got if you can't even get these messages seen by people?
Yeah, and you don't know what's happening, do you?
No, because that's the only good thing about the PC. You can actually see if they've seen the message, and they haven't even seen them. We've got this whole line of messages where they're not even seen, and then you're thinking, this is like flogging a dead horse, isn't it? Because
I know, I do feel like that some days.
Because how can you get the responses if they're not even seeing the messages? If they're seeing them, it's one thing. Seeing them and not answering is one thing.
Yes.
But when they're not even seeing the message, you think, well, what chance you got? Like you said, and then Facebook says, no, you don't know this person. You don't know this person. And then I had a restriction come in again the other day, which just stopped me because they knew I was sending out a lot of messages that weren't getting seen or answered. Well, I thought, that's not my fault they're not getting seen. You're not showing them to these people. You're hiding them in their folders. And then it stopped me viewing profiles for about 24 hours. I couldn't even click on someone's profile and view it. So I had no chance of going in someone's profile and making a comment because Facebook wouldn't let me do it. So I could only do it off the feed, but then it went and it was all right again. But you're just thinking, this is just bonkers. It's really, it's getting worse, and it's such a hot topic now, and people, which is why I've actually started commenting on my timeline in the morning and saying, say you wrote a post, Leslie, we didn't interact that much. I'd say, hey, have a great Friday, Leslie. And by the way, drop by my timeline and drop me a comment so it helps each other out, put a little laughing face. And it's actually working. People are going, yeah, of course I will, and they're coming back because you're thinking it's got to that stage now, Leslie, where you're trying to almost ask people to come by and make a comment because otherwise Facebook ain't going to show you stuff. The rising creators come first. And,
a lot of people have said, put posts out, stop, give me a hi just to break the algorithm.
Yeah.
I haven't had that problem. I have to be honest. I mean, I comment. Until we were friends, I'd never seen one of your posts.
No,
Bill, nothing. It ever showed up in my feed.
No.
But if you're in my feed, I comment on everything. And if you leave me a comment, I'll respond to your comment.
Yeah.
Because I know that's how it goes out, and it goes out.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing now. I mean, I go down my feed in the morning and I'll comment on most people's posts, especially if somebody hasn't got anything, and 9 times out of 10 now, because the interaction is getting better. People are jumping straight over to mine, and you're slowly building a better community where people are commenting and liking each other's stuff, which is kind of how it should be anyway. How long does it take just to return a compliment and return a comment, and jump over to somebody? It's just the frustration of it, isn't it? I think that's the best word.
It is frustrating, and I think because Wayne, when he pulls this up in VIP and he says, "Well, this is how you get your friends," everybody's a friend of everybody in his circle, so he has no problem being accepted. He doesn't get that box that comes up.
No.
So, it's a little. I don't know. I think. The admin side of it is a little bit hard to swallow sometimes.
Yeah, I think since Meta's been involved, it's certainly got a lot worse.
And it pisses me off because I can't stand Mark Zuckerberg.
No, nor can a lot of people.
He's doing all of this.
It's like they're wanting more and more people to become verified, but you got to pay a monthly fee for this bloody verification thing. You think getting your own profile verified would be all well and good, but you're thinking, why does it have to be a monthly fee? Why can't you just say, yeah, this is who I am, prove who you are through ID and like KYC and done?
Absolutely.
Why do you have to pay a monthly fee for the privilege of having a verified status? That's just
do you know
crazy.
how many millions Instagram made by getting the blue tick on you? People paying out for the blue tick. I put a post up about it. I can't remember how much it was. It was so much money. I am verified on Instagram, but I'm certainly not getting verified on Facebook.
No,
they can do whatever they want with my account.
Yeah,
I'm not
you think if you did it for one, it'd be on both because it's owned.
I know. I mean, there's Beverly. Beverly said to me, she messaged me, said, "Leslie, are you verified on Instagram?" Well, she knew I was because she'd seen the blue tick, but she'd had her account copied.
Right.
And I said, "Well, how long have you?" I mean, I've had my Instagram account, I think, since 2011. That might be my Twitter account, but a long time. But I had a lot of problems with Instagram because deep down, I'm a rebel. I don't conform with anything. And Instagram was my political platform to put the truth out as I saw it, what was happening against the government and about the World Health Organization and all of this. You wouldn't believe how many times they took my posts down.
Really?
And they were banning me. And suddenly I get an invitation to be verified. Now, Beverly's been part of Instagram as probably as long as me. She never used it until she started doing the reels, but they've never offered her. So, I don't know the logic behind any of it, why it's...
I don't get it, because it's funny you talk about the Instagram account, because I mean, I've got an Instagram account that I've got, and I was using it actively when I did my massive challenge a few years ago. I did a 100-day blitz a few years ago, which was a beast of a challenge, but it was awesome. It was a real monster. It was the biggest one I've ever done, but at the time my Facebook just exploded. I still can dig them out off my timeline. I've shown it all, some of the screenshots, and she's like, oh my God, because I grew my Facebook at the time, and it was such a turnaround, Liz. It was a massive story. I mean, it was literally over 4 month absolute max. I took my Facebook account, which was it was just dormant, it was just, I was getting, like everybody else, I was getting a couple of comments here and there, a couple of shares, and I just went into this 100-day blitz where I was removing friends, I was adding them, I took a ton of friends off, and it literally exploded my Facebook account to the stage where, I mean, when it peaked, I could literally put any post out, I could just drop a post out, and I would get an average of 200 likes and anything from about 300 to 400 comments. It was bonkers. It was literally, I showed you all some. I said, look, I can go right back into my time. I said, look at this. And I was showing this couple of posts, and she's gone, oh my God, that's insane. And I said, this was every post. I said, and there was nothing paid.
So what were you doing different?
What I was doing different back then that was working, what I did, I took tons of friends off for one. That was my first thing. I took loads and loads of friends off that I decided were inactive, and I was replacing them. I had a lot of online friends back then because it was a huge network marketing sort of industry back then. I'm talking, this was 2017, I believe it was.
Okay.
And it was massive, and there was a lot of marketers around. But what I basically did was I took everybody off, took loads of people off, and I was hunting down people that were getting a lot of comments on posts, and I was befriending every single one of them. Not the ones of the posts. I was befriending the commenters. Yes. So I thought, I want the people that are making comments on posts, and that is what I did. And that's what I did. But like it's back then, I could do it. I was adding 40 to 50 people a day, So I literally replaced all my Facebook. And so when people said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just adding people that are commenting on posts." So I just grew this massive network of people that are commenting on posts, and it was crazy, wasn't it? I mean, I used to think that on the downside, it used to take. I was spending half a morning replying to comments. I was trying to make sure I answered every single one. But I could just put a simple post like, "Morning, everybody. Have a great day. Drop me a comment back," and it used to go, poof, and it was just insane, But eventually, when I pulled out, I mean, it subsided a bit, but it was bonkers for a long, long time. And it was right in the hype when I was doing the 100-day blitz, and I literally show people that if you really go to work, well, I know it wouldn't work now because I wouldn't be able to add the amount that I was adding. The things that I was able to do back then, you can't do now, So because there's too many restrictions in place.
Yeah,
but it was just crazy.
You're just talking about 2017. Of course, 2020, when the COVID debacle started, this is when the government paid Zuckerberg to spy on everybody and follow, and
But I'll dig some screenshots out and I'll send them over to you. And it was literally bonkers. I mean, it was, and I used to get loads of people messaging me saying, how are you getting so much engagement? So many DMs coming in, and I just said, look, I'm just adding active people. That's what I was doing. But I was adding about 40 to 50 people a day. Most of them were getting accepted because they were all active, and it was in the same massive industry.
Yes.
And that's literally what I did. I got rid of all the sort of dead wood that was on my Facebook friend list and replaced them with people who were commenting. And it worked a treat. But I said, I can't do it now because
no, because you get that little box up saying you don't know that person.
You don't know that person. You can't do it. Yeah, well, I could. They were all going. I could send all these friend requests out, and I didn't get stopped once. So it was easy. It really was easy. I said, you couldn't do it now. No chance you could do it now. But it's it was one of those things that was working well at the time. But it was.
So how many friends have you got on Facebook now?
It's gone down now because I maxed it out back then as well. But I took a load off. I've got around about 2,425. But I've been taking a load of people off because I got this. I came across this bit of software, which is amazing software, and it's only $7 a month. It analyzes your Facebook doesn't like it very much, but I don't care. I run it about once a month.
Yeah.
But it analyzes your Facebook friend list. It literally you click run, and it's going to analyze your entire Facebook friend base, and it tells you who is active and who is not. And after working with it for a while, the inactive part will cover three things I've figured out. It doesn't actually physically tell you this, but I figured out what inactive means. And this is where it gets really good. Inactive means, number one, these people no longer have an account. It's gonna find you these, because you have to go through every single person's profile one by one to find it. So it will tell you if their accounts that even exist anymore. That would be inactive. Secondly, it will come up inactive if they've still got their account, but they haven't used it for a long time, so they haven't logged in or anything. That's another thing that pulls them up. And here's the big one. If you've never had any interaction with this person, i.e. you've never shared a message and they've never liked or commented on any of your posts, they're inactive. And when I figured out this is what we was doing, I was like, whoa, this is big. This is huge. And so I run it every now and then, and you can filter it in order. I'd take them off. I don't even, and it can do it for you. Facebook really hates that, because you can say, right, I'll take off 30, just let it run, and it doesn't matter what Facebook tries to do, it's gonna override it, and it'll take them off. But then Facebook gets really funny with the box going, you can't do this feature, but even though the software overrides it. But so what I generally do now is I'll let it filter through, and then I'll just go in and take them off. I'll say, right, I'll take 20 off now, 20 off at lunchtime, and 20 off later on, because you're thinking, it even gets funny about you removing friends. You're thinking, if you don't want them on your friend list, you should just be able to take them off. But no, we'll decide how many you take off at once. It's just, you're thinking.
Well, at least they don't add them to your list without, you have to do that. Because anyone that sends me a friend request now, I've learned in 6 months, I don't accept. I go to their profile and I look.
You have to.
And you would not believe, Phil, how many requests I get from guys that have got nobody in their friends folder except women. And to me, that's a red flag. So that's the first thing.
Yeah, of course it is.
And anyone that's sneaked through and I wasn't aware of it, I've taken them all out. If they're military, if they're in a soldier's gear or anything, I unfriended them. If they're a doctor with a stethoscope around their neck, I mean, they're dead anyway, so they're gone. And if they're widowed, single, or divorced, that's the ones that I can see.
Yeah.
I mean, you would not believe some of the stuff I get through in my
it's got to be harder as a woman. It's bad enough from my point of view, especially, but I'm the same now. Years ago, you might get a request, just accept it. Yeah, accept it. We all used to,
Yes.
But now it's like, no, you've got to have this investigation, but you do, because I've got so many pending requests that are coming, because that's one of the things that I go through, but it takes time, and I'll put a bit of time aside. Then, but you have to go through, who's this
I know.
person, you know,
And that's eaten into my 3 hours.
It is, you know, you get the crypto nutters, you get the solo ad vendors, they drive me bonkers, they do, you know, because you're thinking, if I want a solo ad, I'll come to you, don't send me a friend request, you know, and so I'll get rid of those, I'll get rid of the crypto ones. If I have any sort of suspicion about their account, if it looks new, no, they're gone,
Yes.
you know, because, and it's funny because my live, I did a good live earlier on because I caught out this clear faker or scammer, because you get to know when you've been on Facebook a long time, and your guard is always up, because 9 times out of 10, if you get a friend request, there's a reason behind it. It's just, it's not normally a genuine connection, you know. So, but I had this person who dropped me. They didn't even send me a friend. Oh yeah, they did send me a friend request. I didn't accept it, and I was looking at them, and then I got this DM coming. You know, it's hey Bill, you know, and it was. I knew something was wrong straight away with the. I'll pull the message back up while I'm talking to you, and I'll read it out. But I actually covered it on the live, and because I noticed it straight away, because like you said, you get something come in, and it just got this message come in. Hello Phil, good evening. How are you doing today? You know, so straight away you think, oh, who are you? You know, and she had her name up as Judy Landy. Okay, so you know, so first of all, I thought this is a strange name, you know, and she had this picture, and you know, so I straight away pulled a profile up, and while I have the messenger there, and I'm looking. And I noticed something straight away, which I'll tell you in a second. So I let the conversation run. So I just said, yep. I said, I'm good, thanks. How are things with you? And I'm already looking around a profile. I thought she's only got 30 mutual friends. I thought there's not a lot of pictures about. Don't like to look at this person. Something's wrong, you know. And then she says again, okay, that's good to know, Phil. Nice meeting you here, Phil. I was thinking, how many times are you going to use my first name? So is this you speaking, or is it a bot? You know, so I was starting to thinking, and then I've already spotted something in the address bar, Leslie. So I'm thinking, I'm waiting to play my trump card here. So before I even said anything else, she says again, all good, Phil. Everyone is well with good health condition, Phil. I hadn't asked her. How is work and the weather over there today, Phil? You know, so I was thinking, well, how many? What's this? You're going to try and set the record for how many times you can use my first name? So I'd seen in the Facebook address bar that it's a Facebook.com profile, Mark Healy. So I thought, I'm going to ask her who Mark Healy is, you know. So I said to her, I said, I'm good, thanks. I said, just out of interest, I said, who is Mark Healy? You know. And you could see straight away that it changed in the conversation. You know, she suddenly said, okay, that's fine. I'm glad to hear from you. Oh, it's a friend of mine, Phil. Please, so how do you know him? So I said, you're using his account. You know, so this was my reply. So I said, you're using his account. And she says, no, I'm not at all. So why would you say that to me? So then I screenshotted the bit where the Facebook showed her Mark Healy, put a big red ring around it and her face. I said, really? And I sent that back. She blocked me. So I was like, bingo. You know. So I was just thinking, some people are just dumb.
Well, I had this South African woman. She was saying, oh, would you be able to help me? And if I joined your program, would you hold my hand, and blah, blah, blah. And so this had gone on for quite a long time. And I said, I'll hold your hand if you buy into the program. But if you're not buying into the program, find someone else to hold your hand. My time is money.
Yes.
And so this woman then said, oh, hi, my name's Ian. And this woman's name is my persona. He said, can I talk about what I have to offer? And I said, based on what you've done so far, I wouldn't do business with you from a distance of a barge pole.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, if they can't be, I just. But
and I think that's
a bit naive.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say you're naive, but you know, some are so dumb, aren't they? On there, you know, and they are, you know, and I said it's got to be harder definitely from a woman's point of view, because I've had women tell me that they get pictures of men's genitals and all
Yeah.
sorts. And you're thinking, my God, yeah, really? You know, you wouldn't
No.
think they'd be allowed to get away with this sort of thing, but you know, they seem to be able to do it. You know, it's but you do see so much, and that's what I say to people. You know, I tell team members, you know, check somebody out. If something's not right, don't have anything to do with them. You know, I
Yeah.
said, even if they might be this genuine person who's just opened a new account, so what? You know, and I said, if they've not got an account that's new, if they haven't been there for a while, if there's not a history of pictures and posts, I'm not interested, because you're thinking,
No.
you don't even know that person like that, like I've found with that woman, you know, whose picture was she using? It clearly wasn't her. You know,
Wasn't
it
his.
was, yeah, yeah. You know, he was obviously Mark Healy. You know, and they were pretending to be someone completely different. You know,
But
but
it's
there was so
like
many,
Howie. You know Howie, don't you?
yeah.
Howie, his persona is a woman. He's got a number of women personas. So is Robert. Robert sends his emails out under a female name. But I don't believe they're doing that kind of thing.
No, of course they're not. That's just what
Yeah.
somebody else they're doing. But yeah, but you do have to be on your guard. And I've got loads of requests that come in that I don't get round to, but I do sort of click on them, you know. And as long as they're, and I've got quite a few sort of criteria like you have. You have to have, you know, because 9 times out of 10, your gut's right. You're thinking the requests has come in. What do they want? What are they after? You know, obviously,
Yes.
you know. I had another one a few weeks ago. This girl sort of pitched me again, right out of the blue. But her profile sort of looked okay, but I was still thinking, she didn't even look like a marketer. She just had this normal profile. So I was thinking there was no mutual friends. So I was thinking, I don't know. But she dropped me a friend request. I didn't accept it. She said, hi. She put a DM in. Hi, Phil. Da, 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 da. And I said, hi, I'm good. And I said, I need to. What made you reach out? You know, because I don't care. I just ask some people.
I asked that question.
You know?
What brought you to
And
my profile?
Yeah, I said, what made you reach out? And she said, oh, well, you came up as a suggested friend. And straight away to me, that's a red flag. That's one of the most common lines they use. You know, you came up as a suggested friend. I hope that's okay, question mark. So I said, yeah, that's fine. So then I thought, no, something's wrong. And I couldn't spot anything on my profile. I was looking for any link and I couldn't see anything. I thought, nah, something's not right here. So I said, so where are you from? Where do you live? You know, and she said, oh, I'm in Texas. I said, oh, okay, Texas. I said, so, and how is Texas? What do you do in Texas? And once I asked that, what do you do in Texas? Well, funny you should say that, Phil. My husband and I have just got involved with this super trading company, and you know, and I thought, there we go, there you got it. And I just said, I'll stop you right there. I'm not interested. Why would you not be interested in earning money with cryptocurrency? Do you know how powerful it is? And I just thought, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
She's gone. You know, I'm not going to sit here and argue the toss over this one, you know, because we could be here all day. But you do, and your senses are generally right, aren't they?
Well, I got a young guy. He's probably not that young, actually, but he looks young. But I think he's living in Dubai. And I see pictures of, I think he's a genuine person. He's part of Wealth Warriors. Is it Wealth Warriors?
Yeah, Wealth Warriors.
And but I thought the way he talked, he was making such an awful lot of money. And then he put his payment receipt up, and he'd made $36. But of course, to him, $36 is a lot of money.
Yes.
You know what?
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
He could be a service guy in Dubai. You know, I mean, anyway. He suddenly he commented on my training post, and I always comment on their posts because I think you've got to support everybody and help everybody. And if my posts are going out to him and his is coming back to me, then that's just a good thing to have happening on Facebook. But then he hit my DMs. Hi, Leslie. How's everything with you today? So I answer him. And how's your business going? And I just said, Dominic, before we go any further, please don't do a sales pitch on me. I'm not buying. And he never came back.
Yeah. And sometimes it's a bit good to direct. You think just go waste your time with somebody that you might get somewhere with, you know, and It is. You have to be. It's like we also had this conversation a few times. She's very strict and particular about who she works with because she wants the right people on the team. And I said, I agree. You can be like that now, because years ago, I think even when we started out, or some programs teach you sort of just get anybody there a number. You never know who's going to be the next superstar, but you think you don't want that. You don't want the people who's going to come in and sign up and drop out after a month. You want the ones that are going to come in, got a long-term vision for it, and stick around and work.
Yes.
And at least give it 100% before they eventually either make it or don't. Because otherwise you get the wrong people in. They'll just tire kick. They will go through the training, they won't actually take it in. They'll just skip through the modules. Oh, I've done that. Jump the video forward. We've all seen them do it, done
Absolutely.
it.
Well, I had a woman go through the list building, and she said, if I buy the magic link and I make $45 off my investment, can I cash out? And I said, to be totally honest with you, I don't think this is the right fit for you.
Business for you, no.
I said, and to be even more honest, I said, I'm not the kind of person that can just drop you a link knowing that that's what you want, because it's not going to work.
Yeah, that's right. And we do approach people like, I sometimes people say, can you tell me more about what you're doing? And I'll always say, sure. I said, tell me what you know so far. Tell me a bit more about yourself. And they say, no, just drop me a link and I'll have a look. And I'm busy at the moment. And I'd say, sorry, I don't work like that. You're not going to get my link because the odds are you're looking at it. I said, if you want to have time for a conversation to see if you're a good fit for the team, then we'll chat. Okay, I'll send you a message later. Go on.
You never hear.
No, you never hear, because you think you don't want these people on the thing. Throw me your link. I'll have a look at it later.
Definitely not.
You don't want them to set up people. What they're going to do, they may or may not opt in, and if they do, what they're going to do, they're just going to go, they opt into 100 pages or whatever. They're not.
Yes.
You want the ones that have been watching, want the help, want to work with you.
Absolutely.
and because my dominators that I've got, I said, I've had a total of. So I just had a comment come in. Let's have a look. No, that's the spam comments. There we go. Talking of spam comments. But because it was asking me the other day, she said, how many dominators have you had in since you started? I said, I've had 9. And I said 2 went VIP, 1 dropped out after first month or so. I said, because they're hoping to cover their entire fees in the first month, which it didn't happen. I said, the other 6 are still here, and I said, they're working hard. A couple aren't doing anything, and there's that's one of the conversations I had when I spoke to Wayne. He said, you'd be surprised the people that just do nothing, like we touched on the other day. And he said, you can't make people work, And I said, I've got a couple that are working really hard, and they've got small results, no dominators yet, but they're getting there. They've made money for the Magic Link. They're building email lists, and but they both got the right head on, because they both see it as a long-term thing. They know.
Yes.
One of the things, I don't know how you speak to your team, but I'm sure it's similar. I always say one of the big things I always tell people is not a race. I said you'll get some that come in and just fly. They'll take off. They come in, they boom, 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 they get people on. I said you'll get other people. They just go through it at their own pace. And I always say to it, it's not a race. Everyone learns and earns at different speeds,
at a different pace. Absolutely.
That's
well, I only had 2. I only had 2 dominators, Phil, and they've both dropped out.
Both dropped out. And you see, that's the risk, isn't it? In some way, I've had 1 drop out, but I thought she would go. I actually said to her, I think she'd be the first to go, because she came on and she was buzzing with enthusiasm, almost too much, and she wanted to do this and wanted to do that, and she wanted to do this and wanted to do that, and the DMs would drive me potty. That I had to put a stop to them in the end, because she'd send me a bomb, another DM, and then if I'd answer it, I'd get ding, 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 one after another. DMs coming literally before I'd even replied to any of them, And in the end, I said, look, if you've got this many questions, you need to start jumping on the calls, the huddles, and all the rest of it. I said, because I am not here to answer every single question that you've got. And then she went from one extreme to the other. Then she just went into sort of sulk mode and didn't DM at all. But it was just in the end. But I knew she was so desperate to cover her monthly fees in the first month, which then you got the wrong mindset anyway, haven't you? Because that was how she seen it. And when she didn't get that, she quit before it came out. you know,
You know,
which
my first month, I covered my monthly outlay.
yeah, I did. Yeah, I did
Yeah,
too.
so you know, I mean, it's very hard not to actually, because you don't pay for the autoresponder. You didn't pay for you didn't need TD pages, so you paid $47 and got 100 clicks. And I covered my 40. I made $86 on my $47. So I covered it.
Yeah, it does.
I
It's
don't
just the
know.
mindset thing. Anyway, we what another good live. I love these lives where they're just not banging them on about anything really. We just sort of talk. I think it's, and a lot of people like. Well, this was in the 50 days. Many of mine and Neil's lives just we start off with a subject, but 10 minutes in we're talking about something else, and you know, same as me and Leah. I've done a few with Leah now, and we end up talking about all sorts, Canada and all sorts.
It's a bit like the huddles, isn't it? Robert's huddles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
we're not talking much about OLSP in the huddles right now.
No, it's nice because it just becomes completely different because you get other sort of live calls and stuff like that, and it's all banging on about the program,
Yeah.
the program,
Very
pitch,
focused.
you know, yeah. And you know, when people see the lives or see what they're like, it portrays what the community's like here, you know, and they can see, and it does attract people in because they just say, look, I've seen what you do, I've been watching your lives, you know. I don't know if I told you the other day, I had a guy when I was doing the 50 days, you know,
Yes.
it was on about day 37 or 38. I don't know if you were here when I said it the other day. You know, I've told a couple of times because this is when I say to people, always do what you're doing because people are watching, you know. And he appeared at MDM at day 37. He just said, "Hi Phil, I've been watching what you do. I've been watching your lives, your challenge since you started them." So I said to people, so this guy had started watching my challenge from day one, and I never commented, never liked. I said nothing for 37 days. I don't know how long before me he was watching that, you know. But he said, "I'm interested. Can you tell me a bit more about what you do?" You know. Anyway,
Yes.
I got him on board. We had a chat, got him on board, you know. And I said, and I just kept in contact with him. And I said, and then while I was on way in Turkey, he upgraded to a Dominator while I wasn't even here, you know. And I said, this is purely, I said, purely for this person that I've just
Yes.
been watching. And I say to people, always keep consistent, you know, because it's
Absolutely.
people that can watch you for weeks, months, even before they suddenly say, and they'll surface, you know.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I'm finding now is I'm getting invited into quite a lot of top affiliate groups by the group organizer, you know.
Yeah.
And I know they're probably thinking I'm going to buy their program, but of course I'm not going to. But I'm happy to go into the groups and pick their brains and learn.
Yeah.
But people are noticing. I mean, I try and put out 2 Facebook posts a day and a story. If I can get to 3, probably 3 days a week, I do 3 Facebook posts, and sometimes 2 stories. It depends. Because,
Yeah.
you know, it's interesting, Phil. I don't know what you find works best. I mean, I spent quite a lot of time writing a post on what I thought was really good value post, but
Yeah.
it got something like 3 likes. But like I
Yeah.
said the day before, put something out on my cat and I
Yeah.
get 70 comments.
Yeah.
Of course, I've got to reply to all those comments.
Yeah. But this again it comes back to the Facebook thing. Facebook decides what they think is a post they'd like to show and what they want. And it doesn't matter. I think now it doesn't matter how much you warm up your Facebook before and after. I know that's in one of Wayne's trainings, but I don't think that is relevant now. It's what Facebook decides they want to show, you know.
Yes.
And I think that's what it boils down to. Apart from the people that have got these rising creators, or they've already got a massive active following, like what I had back, you know, back then. Nowadays, it's hard. Like either you do a decent post where you can do a nice long decent story post packed with value, doesn't hardly get anything, you know.
So
And
that
I think
rising
personally,
creator, does that do some? I got that rising creator, but I didn't do it. I just never took any notice of it.
I'm only going by the screenshots that I've seen that people have posted.
I haven't posted.
You know, no, I won't, because that's how I know about it, because I've seen a few people of my friends who say, "Oh, I've been awarded this rising creator," and when you read the screenshot, try and look out for them next time on YouTube, because people are always posting about it. They'll screenshot it with they'd from Facebook. Oh, I've got rising creator status, and it actually says we're rewarding you for getting better content, for putting out engaging content, and because of this, we're going to push your posts higher in the feed for the next 30 days. This is monitored on a daily and weekly basis, so if it drops, you'll lose your status. And it's all to do with that. And this is what we were saying the other day. So now the average person is fighting against all these people that have got these things,
Rising creator.
and I just think it's all wrong, because what chance is the average person who may only just get out to put one post a day or whatever, he's got no chance. Who's going to see it? Nobody. So yeah, anyway, we rolled on again.
Okay, and 6 o'clock. I'm back on at 8 o'clock for VIP.
Oh, you're rightio. So anyway, it's been lovely having you on, Leslie. So let me know you're welcome anytime. I'm doing sort of 2 a day at the minute. So
are you doing the live training tomorrow? Not doing it. Are you going to be watching?
Probably not that one, because the Saturday 3 o'clock doesn't work with me. It doesn't work with me indoors. It's just, I sometimes watch it back or whatever. On that,
I quite often watch the replays.
Yeah, because that time just doesn't work Saturday 3 o'clock. So it's
yeah.
I'll be unlikely to be on that one. It's like it was said to me, you don't make many huddles. I said no. Again, I said 7 o'clock here is not a time that works very well. And I said I'll make some of them, and I said, but I won't stop everything to be on them unless I think.
Well, sometimes I don't show up at the huddles because I've actually got comments to reply to, and if I've been in London for the day, I don't get anything done.
No, it's like today. Like I said, I didn't make Wayne's. I made Wayne's call last week, but I didn't make this week's because we were sort of busy doing stuff indoors.
Did you see Chelsea's yesterday?
No, I didn't.
No, you probably don't need it, Phil. You probably got this absolute slust in the DMs.
To be honest, I'm not bad with DMs. It's getting them in. Like I said, it's so hard now. Like I said, I put out so many the other day. And you just sort of think, I'm not bad at doing the DMs, but it is getting them in, and it's getting to the stage now where I'm probably looking to try some different avenues, because it's just so hard to get the DMs coming in now without Facebook stopping you from doing it. So
yeah, well, I actually got on final thing on I put the live training out on my profile for tomorrow. And I've had 4 people that's commented on that I've sent the link to, who are not part of OLSP. And I know that because I went through who would comment, because I put the comment domination on there.
Yeah.
I asked for 20. So I know there's 4 people who have come out of nowhere, and they're in my DM. So we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah.
We'll see. I just kind of think it just takes time, and it'll get there when it's ready to get there, as long as I just keep showing up and doing the bits.
That's it. Well, it is like you have to do this Facebook checklist. It is, my dominator Carl. I don't know if I told you that. I told Ilse because he messaged me like the main one of my dominators, Carl Murray, and he messaged me. He said, "Oh, I'm going through this list on Facebook. We're having a chat, and he was on the phone, and he said, "Oh, well, I've got a couple more things to do," and I said, What do you mean you got a couple more things to do? And he said, I'll get this thing from Facebook. I said, what do you mean you get this thing? And he said, don't you get it? I said, no. And he said, he actually gets this checklist come up on his Facebook. And I said, you are kidding me. And he said, no. He said,
who sends it to him? Facebook?
Facebook, yeah. Yeah, and I said to him, are you kidding? He said, I thought everybody must get it. I said, what's it say? And he said, it literally says to me that I now need to comment on someone's post that's not had a comment. I said, are you having a laugh? And he said, no. He said, I need to make a daily post. And he said, and I need to add a story. And I said, is this a wind up? He said, no. He said, next time it happens, because I get this every day. He said, next time it happens, I'll screenshot it. And he did. He sent me this. And I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And it literally tells him, and I said, so when you've been a good boy, and you've done all these, he said, yeah, pretty much. He says, then it says, fine, go ahead and make your post. We'll push your post a bit higher in the feed. And he showed me a screenshot it, and I said, I've never seen this. And he said, have you not had it? I said, never. I said, never even heard of it. He said, I get this on a regular basis. He said, it will come up and
Wow.
it'll tell me what I need to do. I said, well, this shows you how they operate, doesn't it? And I said, so he said, and once I've sort of done all the things it tells me to do, it says it will make sure that my post is seen.
God.
Yeah, I told him about it. I said, I've never seen it. I said, then he actually sent me the screenshot of it. I said, I've never seen this. I said, I've never even heard of it. He said, yeah. He said, I thought everyone got it because he was quite oblivious to it. He just said, I thought everyone must get this. I said, no. Well, it was like, yeah, he had these things that he had to do, all these things it told him to do, and then it was going to be all right. Yeah, okay, we'll try and push your post higher up in the feed. Now you've done everything. And it was all these little things like make sure you post a story, make sure you do some. He had to do at least 10 comments on people's posts, different people's posts. He had to make another separate one was comment on somebody who hadn't received any comments on their post. That was another one. You know, he was reading them out. You know,
God,
it's unbelievable. And then he screenshot. He said, next time it happens, I said, yeah, just capture it. I want to see it. And he sent it to me. He goes, it's happened again. I'll send it over. Boom. And I was like, oh my God. Never seen this, never even heard of it before.
Me neither.
Yeah.
It's bad enough having my Excel spreadsheet that Dr. M put together for me. But I tell you what, though, Phil, if it's a day I can't go to the gym, if I didn't sleep good, I don't go to the gym. So I'm at my desk at 7:30, 8 o'clock. You know, by 9:30, I can be 2/3 of the way through. It's usually only the Facebook posts that hold me up because it takes a little while to create something a bit different.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't want to post all the same old stuff that everybody's posting.
That's right.
I want to be authentic and original.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
On that note, we'll wrap it up.
Yes.
Yeah,
lovely chat. 51 minutes and 28
51
seconds.
Minutes. Look at that. Well, that's a good one. That's a good
one.
It's one of the longer ones. We're doing well.
Where do I like it? Where do I press like? Love.
On here, you can't.
Right.
Here, but you can go back and do it on the Omni timeline, you know.
On your timeline. Okay.
Yeah.
I will. It's nice, actually. You know, working from home, it gets a bit lonely. And this is what's nice about the community.
And if you want, I'll send you the link to the actual stream if you want of the course, so you can share it straight onto your timeline as well. So,
okay.
I'll pop that into your DM when we finish. So
okay, lovely.
You can put it
we'll
straight
get you spread out there so everybody knows. That's
it. Everybody knows. Well, anytime you want to jump on or you're free, just let me know and gladly have you on and it'll help you towards your. And when you do your 30-day, I'll return the favour. I'll come on yours. So there you go.
Okay.
That'll be
lovely. Good. Okay. Well, listen. Have a lovely weekend.
Yeah, and yourself, Leslie. You take care of yourself and hope your parents and that are good. So
yeah.
Wish them well.
I hope my dad's going to come over and fix my toilet if the bit comes in.
On that note, on that note, have a great day and enjoy the rest of the evening, Leslie.
Yeah, you too.
I'll speak to you soon.
Okay.
Cheers. Bye now.